If you found a bunch of money in a bathroom, if you were just a customer and you went into the KFC and you found $12,000, well, who would you tell? Would you tell them or the cops or nobody? And just
that amount?
That amount. I mean, it's pretty big. I mean, what's the amount where you would have to say something to somebody? 12,000 seems like you'd say something to somebody.
I think that's cops.
Yeah, well, and I'd almost say something to the KFC people to make sure that, because I have seen dumb things done, that they didn't leave.
Like a deposit?
Yeah, a deposit in the bathroom by accident.
But, you know, this was, in this case, we just heard this story from Ohio. It was hidden in 3 different trash cans so that's different.
That's different. But if I walked in and let's say there was a bag sitting on the back of the toilet, and I'd be like, that had 12 grand, I'd probably say something to the restaurant, because we've had stories and I've seen it firsthand where people leave a deposit somewhere by accident, stupidly.
Could be that.
I don't know if I would not involve the restaurant.
No, you'd go right to the cops.
Yeah.
I wouldn't trust the restaurant.
So if you're in the toilet at KFC and
you're going to be there, if you eat those bowls.
Let me rephrase it. When you're in the toilet at KFC.
I mean, leave time.
Okay, all right. And you see.
Eat the shame bowl?
All right.
Yeah.
You're eating your shame bowl at KFC.
There's 2 shame bowls.
I've got to go. Okay, I got to go. You go to the bathroom, you see it.
Yeah, it's going right through me.
All right.
So much cheese.
So then do you stay with it until the cops arrive, or do you take it out and put it at your booth? I
wouldn't touch it.
I wouldn't either.
I mean, if movies and television have taught me anything, it's that the drug dealers left it there, and they always come back for
it.
Yeah,
right. So you have to stand there with it until the cops come, and then you say there's...
And hopefully the cops get there before
the guy. Right, exactly. Because, let's say it takes them 10 minutes. That's an awkward 10 minutes. Because people are coming in and out of the bathroom.
Occupied.
Okay. And it's KFC. So there are going to be a lot of people going
What you doing in there, man? No, nothing.
And it's just like a paper bag, right?
Yeah, let's say that.
It's not a burlap sack with the dollar signs inside of it.
Let's say paper sack. Well, if it's in the 3 different trash cans, that'd be really weird. Then I believe I'd call the cops.
That was left for somebody to pick up later.
Yeah, those are drug pickups.
Twice. Now, one at a little community theater and the other at the KFC.
Or murder pickups.
The employees at both places found them. John, you're talking about finding money. Go ahead.
Yeah, I found this a couple years ago, about $3,000 at a convenience store. It was in a bank envelope. Like they put it in that little paper pouch.
Right.
And like an idiot, I gave it to the convenience store manager. And I'm sure that money never found the rightful owner.
See, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Like if you give it to some employee who works at the KFC, they may just pause and say, oh, yeah, we'll call the police, and then they pocket it. I think you're right.
And often, if it's in a bank envelope, that usually means somebody's trying to buy a house or a car or pay some tuition or their monthly bills.
Yeah. But then, and how are you now? One good thing about social media is, let's say you found that today, John. You could go on social media and say, hey, I found this, and I've got, if you can somehow describe it or whatever, I found something at the KFC or at the convenience store.
Is it money?
Well, it's money. Okay, you have to tell me what convenience store, where, that kind of thing.
But you're almost, not to get too paranoid, you're almost putting a target on your back. Because with social media, people can track you down.
Yeah, they'll find you.
But I'm always hearing about how people, thank you, John, people will find something and go out there and say, it's
a wedding band.
Diamond ring or something, and they get it
cash
back.
is different.
Cash is king.
Well, it is. Well, what would you do then if it's $3,000 and you don't want to give it to? Just go to the police, I guess.
Yeah, you go to the police station, drop it off,
or and say I found it this way. Maybe they have the best possibility of finding the rightful owner.
I wonder what the police would say if it was like $3,000. Did they'd say probably? Did you tell someone in the store? No, we'll take it back and tell them.
They might.
No, I can't imagine that.
Yeah, they'd say they'd take it. Say you take it back. You're the cops.
Wonder what number. What if $300? $300. You just put it in your pocket
nowadays. Any amount.
Any amount you go to the cops.
Well, no, I don't. Well,
not $20.
No, not $20, but
100,
500,
500, 300.
Cops for 500.
I don't know.
Are you going to keep it?
Yeah,
500. Yeah,
you'll keep the 500.
Yeah, 500.
I'd look around and be like, hey, well,
what's your number?
I'd say
3 figures.
A grand?
Yeah.
No,
you take
more.
a grand to the cops.
No, I would not. I would take 500.
You would take.
I would take 1,000 to the police. Yeah.
But you'd keep the 5.
Yeah, I keep 5.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, I keep 5. I keep 5.
I think you
so
stand
your
there.
number's 1,000.
And yours is what? 100. Found $100 bill on the bathroom floor. You going to the cops? Of course not.
First of all, I'd look around because
I'd look around too.
that sounds like a scam. That's a candid camera moment.
Biggie and I said we'd look around. I'd do a good look right there in the bathroom. Anybody lose $100? You know, yeah.
Watch this. They call the people watching the cameras.
You're right about that. You're probably on somebody's TikTok.
I think 300 you go to the cops.
Okay. 300. 250 you keep.
Pocket.
300 you go to the cops.
Yeah.
All right. But what about a loan? What if it's 125? Do you go to the front register and say, I just found $125 in the, because they'll probably take it.
I'll split it with you.
You know,
I'll split it with you.
That's what'll wind up
That's
happening.
right.
Exactly. Like John did with the convenience store.
And you have to kind of retrace what happened before you. I mean, was there an older gentleman that walked in there to go to the bathroom and he's still in there at his booth finishing up his quarter pounder?
Well, let's say you go in and no one's in the bathroom and you find $500.
Yeah.
And you're in the bathroom, but the restaurant is, half full. Do you go out and make an announcement, or do you just
$500?
I hold up $500. $500.
Everybody dives under the table thinking you're going to rob the place.
Of course, I've been there. Exactly. I did that at that bank that time when on the radio. The guy told me to make an announcement in the bank, the host of the show. So I went in the bank and I said, "Excuse me, everyone." Well, immediately, the cops draw their guns. Yeah, exactly.
Silent alarms triggered everywhere.
They think I'm robbing the place. Wyatt, you're talking about finding money. Go ahead.
Hey, last week I was at a restaurant and I was sitting there eating and somebody walked up and said, "Hey, excuse me, sir, are you missing anything?" Mm-hmm. I said, "No. Why?" He said, "Well, you ought to check your pockets." And I had $300 cash in my pockets, and the guy had picked up the $300 and handed it back to me when I realized that I had missed it. And I was shocked that he actually did that instead of picking it up and taking it and walking away.
Wow. So he saw you lose the $300 and gave it back to you.
Yeah, and I was just completely baffled that, especially in today's time, that somebody was actually, had a big enough heart to give it back instead of just walking away with it.
Make you feel good.
I can't say for a fact, but I believe our attorney has talked about situations like this before, where if you see someone, if you know someone has lost something, it is incumbent upon you to at least try, because if you take that is theft.
That's stealing. Thank you, Wyatt. Good story.
Yeah, man.
Good people out there.
What you doing with the 300?
Now, what are you doing with that 300 in your pocket? That's a lot of money.
Yeah. That's a lot. Oh, yeah.
Buying a Kia?
Hey, Wyatt. What you got 300 on you for?
Gotta pay the dancers.
Anthony, you're talking about finding money also. Go ahead.
Yeah, I found $2,300 in a convenience store. I was walking down the aisle looking for some chips, taking my time, and there was a lot of cash all bundled up. I picked it up, kind of felt nervous, like I had committed a crime, went in the bathroom, counted it, had good intentions, and realized I can use this money for more better than whoever lost it. And no amount of money that I would ever find would make me want to call the cops. It's mine. Finders keepers, losers weepers.
That's on that's clocked. That's on the books.
Playground learning.
Wow.
That's in the Declaration of Independence.
I believe so. Constitution, isn't it?
It's an amendment.
Yeah.
Is it 24th, 28th?
Listen to him. He's just like,
30th?
Hey, I can spend it better than the guy that lost it.
Yeah.
What if you found that all wrapped up in a rubber band like you see the wise guys do in the
No, I can't.
the organized crime
that would bother me. The organized crime.
A true roll.
Ooh, I can't do that. I would agree with you that if it got to be like $2,500, I would think it's drug money.
And, in a convenience store, in a modern convenience store, I would assume that I'm on camera.
Me too.
Everywhere.
No matter what aisle you're on.
But
maybe not in the toilets, but going into the bathrooms.
All right, so he picks it up, and it's in the aisle. He sees it. He picks it up. He goes to the bathroom. Later, if somebody comes back and says, I may have lost $2,300 here, they could look at the camera.
They could.
But if that person doesn't come back, then nobody's ever going to go back and look at the camera anyway.
We've heard many people say, I don't know where I lost something. When they lose property, they're never sure.
Exactly.
Sometimes you do, if it's at a beach or a pool. But
plus, I think after a few days, that video is probably gone. Don't you think? Within a little while.
I never know. Ask P. Diddy.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Jeez, that's 8 years. That's 8 years ago. Yeah, that makes me pucker just seeing that video.
It should.
God, that's awful.
Disturbing.
He's in trouble. He's in trouble and should be.
He's done.
He's not in trouble.
He's not in trouble
He
at all.
should be in trouble.
Yeah,
he should be in trouble.
LAPD, the sheriff came out and said nothing we can do.
Why'd they find that video? Because they're investigating other crimes, other things he might have done?
The video just appeared, and I think it's because he made a statement the other day, basically denying everything, and saying time will tell the truth, and this video magically appears.
That video is awful.
Other people are saying who's the person who released this video, and why did you have it this long and not release it before now?
I know, right? Yeah.
Other people are saying this is proof that Diddy's a Fed.
This is terrible.
I never thought about that.
When I looked at that, I was like, my God, that's awful. Tony, you're talking about the money being found. Go ahead.
Yeah, I found about $800 in the parking lot at a nearby mom and pop restaurant near my house. You know, when I pulled up to get a to-go order, it was just laying there beside my car. Just opened the door, and there it was.
Yeah.
And so I went in and I told the lady when I got my food, said I found some money out in your parking lot. If anybody's missing, left her my card. I said, if anybody's missing any, let me know.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a girl that was doing deliveries. She swore up and down that she lost her money when she found that out. Oh. And so she called and said, well, it's my money. I said, well, how much was it? She said, well, I don't remember because I just cashed a check. I said, well, give me an idea. $30, $100, $80. Well, I have no idea, but it was my money, and I know I dropped it. And she tried her darndest to get it, but anyway, nobody ever claimed it, and I kept it for about 4 or 5 weeks, and had a ball with it.
Well, good for you. I mean,
you did try to do the right thing.
You did the right thing, and that girl is trying to steal.
She's a hoorah.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate that phone call. I like his storytelling ability.
Yeah, he can tell it.
One more call on it. Juju, you wanted to comment on found money also. Go ahead.
Hey, guys. Good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, so when I was in college, I was walking through our neighborhood and found a bank envelope with, $400 or $500 in it. And it was a very small apartment complex I lived in, so I put a note in all the mailboxes that were there and said, if you could tell me how much money and what bank it was for, I'll give it back to you.
Right.
I had a handful of people, get in contact with me. They had no idea what bank, no idea how much money. So I did hold on for about 2 months, and then eventually it went to paying my rent. So.
Right. Just like the previous caller.
You tried.
I mean, you did the best you could.
Yeah, if it's in a bank envelope, that's a great idea.
Yeah, and if you say, what bank? People try to get that money. You've heard that's twice. That's two times. Yeah.
Of course.
Austin, one more quick one on finding money. Austin, go ahead.
Yes, P1 from Myrtle Beach. Hi, how are y'all doing?
Great. Thanks for listening.
Oh, anytime. I was saying that I used to clean pools for a company. We go from Cherry Grove to Myrtle Beach area, and this one was in Cherry Grove. Well, we were cleaning up part of the beach. My boss was telling me to pick up, trash on the beach. There was a pack of Newports, cigarette pack, just sitting there. So I picked it up. It was heavy. Inside were 8 $100 bills rolled up along with a bag of white substance. I gave it to my boss. He threw that part away, split the money with me, and it was the next day driving to work. You guys were getting back from vacation, and it was when Chris Demm got hit with the umbrella in the ear. And it was that long. It was 4 years ago, I believe it was, but just whenever y'all were talking about that made me think of that.
Was one of our guys smoking Newports?
We were on that beach.
That's on that beach.
What's his brand these days?
I bled on that beach.
That was actually Chris Demm's last word. Hey, grab my Newports. And only my Newports on the beach.
Demm would smoke menthols.
Thank you, Austin. What a story.
Wow.
Chris Demm left his ear on that. He bled on that beach. He bled on that beach.
Hey, man, I hope you got the cigarettes. That's where the toot was.
Oh.
Yeah, look, cocaine in there.
That's my foot powder.
Yeah, all right.
Rubbed it on his feet. Felt good. I have a lot of flashbacks to that weekend, man. That was so difficult. It was so difficult for me. To see that happen, it was so terrible. My God.